Greetings, fellow humans. Bad Mark here with another transmission from MechTech Keyboards, and today we're taking a look at a new Leobog. Now, this one is the Hi8SE Special Edition. It's actually the new revision of the Hi8. From what I understand, the Hi8's been discontinued, and this is the new version of it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and see what we've got. So before taking a look at the keyboard, I do like to take a look at what's inside of the box. It looks like we have a quick user manual here. And we also have a user manual that appears to be in 2 different languages. So in the accessories box, we have a standard wire switch and keycap holder that has the hole in the center for a little bit more leverage. We have a rubberized USB-A to USB-C cable with a Velcro strap. We have an aluminum cased and branded USB-A to USB-C converter. We have an Allen wrench, which I'm going to assume is probably the right size for the case. And we have a couple of extra switches, which is very much appreciated when buying a pre-built keyboard. And here we are with the Leobog Hi8SE. Thankfully, they do include a dust cover. When it comes to 75%, this is one of my favorite layouts. I do like it when they have an F13 in there. As long as I've got these 4 keys right here, I'm going to be good. We do have a nice flat knob. It does come off. And it is not a D knob. It is a regular round potentiator meter knob. So you're going to want to make sure if you ever do want to replace this, it has a nice tactile click to it. So we do have a nice base keycap set that comes with this. They are double shot PBT, if I'm not mistaken. Come measuring in 1.5 millimeters, which is a nice thickness. Take a look. We have plate mounted stabilizers that are very firmly attached, quite firmly attached. We have a nice amount of lubrication on the wire inside of the stem. Well, if we take a look down at the PCB, we do not appear to have support for screw and stabilizer. We have south facing PCB, compatible with 3 and 5 pin hot swap switches. And we have the hi-fi layers, or the PET layer, right above the PCB with the IXPE layer above that. So it gives that nice poppy sound. I think a lot of people are really referring to it as creamy. Just a quick preview of what it sounds like. We have a very nice, crisp, clean sound that comes through. Flipping up the keyboard, we see that we have our switch for our connectivity mode, as well as the USB-C is centered. And we can see that the Leobog 2.4 gigahertz dongle is branded. Thankfully, they do that. Flipping it over. Ooh, we see a very pretty weight. I'm going to wait to get into it until I come back to it. Right now, I just want to stick with the stock build. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like with lights plugged in. Oh, we have some bright RGBs. We can see that that's coming through nicely, and the PC plate as well. Oh no, not the PC plate. It looks like it is being really diffused with the diffusers that are on the switches. So that is really nice, I've got to say. I don't have the Hi8 to compare, but comparing it to the Leobog Hi75, I feel that it is made out of a slightly thicker material. It has a nicer knob. I like that it's rounder, it's got a bigger diameter, and that it sits differently. All in all, we have a very solid kit. We have a lovely finish. I really can't get over how sleek this is. Just the specs. Today we are taking a look at the Leobog Hi8SE. It is a 75% 3-mode aluminum keyboard with a knob that is available in both a blue base and a purple base. It comes preloaded with a gasket-mounted flex-cut PP plate, as well as a south-facing 3 and 5 pin hot swap PCB that includes hi-fi layers and dampening. It has Leobog doll linear switches, as well as double shot PVT cherry keycaps that come measuring in at 1.5 millimeters. It has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery and comes weighing in at 1,760 grams. The chin of this keyboard sits at 21.5 millimeters, while the back sits at 34 millimeters, providing for an angle of typing of 7 degrees. The MSRP of this keyboard is $105.99 before discount. Links below. Why don't we take a quick look at the software? So for the software, we have Leobog 1. I have already got it installed, but you can go to the Leobog website. I'll put a link down below to download it. First, we see that we have not only profiles, so you can say have a work profile and a game profile, but we have the default layer, the function 1 layer, the function 2 layer, as well as tap. In essence, we have 3 different layers. Then we have our light effects. We can go through and select some of the light effects that you can cycle through, or we can go to self-define if we want to do per key RGB. Again, make sure to hit the floppy underneath the keyboard when you're done if you want to save it to your keyboard. Then we have the effect, which is really just the music match. So if you turn it on, you can have it do a certain pattern based on the music in the background. Then we have a general, pretty basic macro editor where we can add a new macro. We can actually group macros into folders. We can record and stop, and then we can go through and edit, save, add more keystrokes, remove keystrokes, mouse buttons, so on and so forth. So we can map a certain set of things we type on a regular basis to a macro and have it mapped to just one key. And then we come to settings. Now settings, we have the device info, the current firmware version, and the software version. We can go and see under upgrade and click firmware update to see if we have any updates. We're all updated here. Shows us the version of the keyboard. We can select our language. We can select this to auto run at startup if we want it running every time Windows starts up. And then we could say what to do at exit. We could turn on tap, and that's sensitivity of 127. I think that's 127 milliseconds, but I'm not sure exactly what sensitivity correlates to. But if you want to use tap, do turn that on. Now debounce, it's there. If you have any issues with double typing, I would suggest either going down one step or up one step and seeing which way improves or gets rid of the issue altogether. And of course, we can always go ahead and just reset the keyboard to factory settings the way it was. Not only does it look good, not only does it connect well and fast, not only does it have a nice battery, it sounds absolutely lovely. It just sounds so good stock. Done my best to use each of the 75% that I'm going to have in my tier list video, which is coming soon. I apologize. I filmed a good portion of it and lost the hard drive, but I've already started refilming. Anyway, out of all the ones that I've been trying, this is one of my ones that I'm just like, I mean, it stands out because it has a bit of a chunkier bezel. It has a very simple design. It has a pocket for the 2.4. It doesn't have any switches underneath the keycaps, which isn't the biggest of a deal to me, but I've heard a lot of people complain about that. So I'm taking that into consideration. And it has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery. MSRP is a little bit higher than some of the other ones, but I have seen this on sale, and I believe the Leobog website has a discount already. I may have a discount code. I don't know. I always try to get one whenever I can. But I do know that if you look, you'll be able to find it at a better price than MSRP. MSRP is, again, it's in the name. It's suggested retail price. Anyway, I do hope that you guys enjoyed my review. As always, if you have any comments or suggestions for when I come back to this keyboard, please leave them down in the comment section below. I want to wish everybody out there in YouTube land a wonderful day. And until the next transmission, keep calm and keyboard on.